Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my Morphe haul and review of all the new shadows that I got. So I didn't want to go too ham just because there weren't very many colors that really stood out to me. I got some eyeshadows, I got a couple brushes, and I'm going to be showing you guys swatches using my fingers as well as swatches using a brush because there are a couple, I want to say like 2 or 3 shadows that I got that are not very pigmented and not very opaque when I swatch them with my fingers. So I wanted to give them a chance and swatch them with a brush and see if it's different. So yes, I have already swatched these. I use them to get the look that I'm wearing today, which is like the opposite of fall colors. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with the 2 brushes that I got just so I can get those out of the way. And I only got 2 because I did get them from the new Rose Gold collection. And I wanted to see how I liked them before I went ham and bought like all of them. So the first one that I got is the Morphe R39. And it's just a tapered, I want to say crease brush. So it's a flat brush this way, and then when you turn it, it tapers up at the top, and they are dirty because I did use them for this look today. And I say it's a crease brush because it like perfectly applies that color into the crease, and you can blend it out because it is tapered on the side, so it blends while you're sitting there going back and forth with it. They are very soft, I will give them that. They're pretty to look at. When I washed them, I only had like 1 or 2 pieces of the hair fall out of it. And so far I'm actually really liking these, so I might have to go back to the Morphe site and buy more because I actually really like these. Okay, and then the next one that I got is the Morphe R42. And this one is just a small eyeshadow brush, the one that you use to like pack color on. I don't like it for that. It is not dense enough by any means, so it's very, very flimsy. So when you go to swirl your brush in the shadow and then try to pack it on, you barely get any color payout or product payout on your eyelids. So I would not use this for what it's meant for, which is, like I said, for an all-over eyeshadow brush. So what I use this for is actually smoking out my lower lash line, just putting some color on there and then smoking out that lower lash line. I would have preferred if I could have actually used it for what it was meant for. So that's a little bit of a downer for me, but nothing too horrible because I'll use my blending brushes for buffing out my lower lash line. So it doesn't matter what they're initially meant for, I'll use them for whatever I feel like. Okay, so moving on to shadows. I've already taken them all out of the little cardboard packagings that they come in, and I have put them in my Morphe palette already. So I'll take them out individually and show you guys swatches of them. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the shimmery ones, and this one is in the shade Glam Life. And this one is just a nice shimmery champagne-y white color. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And these are very, very creamy. Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys a swatch using a brush. Okay, so it's packed on there pretty nicely. And I've got nothing. It honestly, there you go. It looks very light on camera because it looks a lot more like a highlighter when I use a brush than when I use my finger. And it has a lot of a champagne-y reflex to it. So in person, it's actually not bad. I haven't used this shadow yet. And that could honestly actually double as a highlighter. So that one's not bad. Okay, and the next one is the one that I have on all over my lids today, which is called Starlight. And I will swatch it for you guys anyways, just so you guys can get like an up closer look at it. Okay. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This one is honestly my favorite shade out of all of the shadows that I got. Just because, I mean, look at that. It's like pure gold. And it's super pigmented. It's super opaque, super creamy. Like, it does have a little bit of a problem blending. Clearly, I already know that from using it today. But I will show you guys what I'm talking about when I swatch it with the brush. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the brush. And for brush swatch, it is a lot lighter. And in order for me to get it as pigmented as it is on my eyes, I did have to go back and constantly just keep packing it on and packing it on and packing it on. Okay, and the last shimmery shade that I got is New Moon. And this one is like a grayish silver with a purple undertone kind of shimmery color. Like I said, very creamy, very pigmented, very opaque. So far, no complaints. I think that rhymes. Okay, so swatch with my finger. Okay, so you can see it has that purple reflex in it. And I actually really like this color. It kind of looks like a taupey brown with that purple reflex in it. Okay, and swatched on a brush, it's a little bit hard to see, but here we go. So still shimmery. The color pigment isn't really there. That looks more of a shimmery taupe kind of color. More so than this one where it looks like a shimmery brownish taupe with the purple reflex. Still not complaining, I still like it. Okay, and the next shade that I got, and these are all going to be matte for the rest of these. This one is in the shade I Got the Blues, and this one is just like your typical everyday blue shade that I think everybody should have in their collection. Okay, and that's what it looks like. And I'm going to swatch it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It is a little bit patchy and not quite as opaque as I would like it to be. Okay, so it looks like it picked up a good amount of product. Oh. Okay, so that's what the brush swatch looks like, which isn't very flattering, and it doesn't look good in my opinion. Let's see if we can build it up. Okay, so you can build it up. It's not going to look as opaque or as pigmented as like when you did the finger swatch. And there is a lot of fallout. So I would be careful when dipping your brush, and I would only dip and do little bits at a time opposed to just going ham in there, and then you're going to have fallout all over your face. Alrighty, and the next shade we have is called Bam. I have no idea what it stands for because it's like B.A.M and it's all caps, but I have no idea what it stands for. It didn't say on the website either. But this one is a nice, like, true turquoisey kind of color, and I am like in love, clearly, with turquoise colors. So let's swatch it. Look. Okay, that looks wonderful. Okay, so even on a finger swatch, that one is a little bit patchy. You can see there and down here and other places it is patchy. And normally when you swatch it with your fingers, most shadows aren't patchy. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the brush. Okay, so it's very, very light when you use a brush. Let's see if you can build it up a little bit. Because I really like this color. Okay, so you can build it up if you want to, just like with all these shadows. So, okay, the next color that I have is in the shade Rosewood. And that's just like a nice deep purple, pinkish red kind of color concoction. This one is the one that I have on my lower lash line and in the outer corner. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Just the most beautiful, beautiful color. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay. Okay, I am going to switch brushes to one of my e.l.f. blending brushes, and yeah, that gives a little bit of a better payout. Clearly, the payout with a brush, it looks really good, so I don't know what's going on with swatching it on the back of my hand, but okay, this next shade is in Peekaboo, and this is just a nice, like, baby pink kind of color. Okay, so that's what it looks. You could barely see that on my skin, but swatching, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's right there. It's the baby pink. Okay, and then I'm going to swatch it using the brush. Okay. That's so hard to see. The color, it's just not picking up. This is a very bright baby pink, but it's not picking up on my camera. So, if you guys want, I will leave a link to my Instagram down in the description box, and you guys can check it out. The very last picture that I posted is a swatch of all of these colors on my arm. That way you guys can see what the actual colors look like. 'Cause I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it is not picking up the colors well. Alrighty, the next shade that I got is Candy Bloom. And this one looks like a purpley one. We'll put that right next to the Peekaboo. And that's what that one looks like. Okay, and you can't really see it on the brush, but and I don't know if the camera is really picking that up. But all in all, a good shade. Okay, two more and then we are all done. This next one is in the shade Private Agent. And it looks brown on camera, but it's more of a purpley brown kind of color, if that makes sense at all. Okay. And this one is one of the ones that I was telling you guys about in the beginning of the video that's not very opaque, and it's not very pigmented, and it is very patchy. I don't know if I should even bother doing a brush swatch because that didn't really show up on my fingers. I'll do the brush swatch for the sake of the video, but I don't think it's going to show up. I'm not very optimistic, to be honest. Okay, so I mean, it's not too bad with the brush, actually. Alrighty, and the very last shade that we have is Seduction. I know these last three shades have looked very similar, but I promise they're different. And this one is a very dark brownish kind of color. Swatch, don't disappoint. Okay. So I did kind of mush that one into the other swatch, but it is very patchy. It is not very opaque. Again, you can't see it, but I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's, you know, it's okay. I think it would be very buildable. I don't think it's like a total loss. Let's see if we can build it. Yeah, so it's very buildable, as all of these shadows are. So that one was the last shadow, and that's going to complete the Morphe haul. All in all, I'm not disappointed. I'm not ecstatic or over the moon about the shadows, but I'm also not disappointed because not every shadow is going to be a hit. You know, I may not like it, but somebody else may, or theirs may be different and they get great color payout. So I never like to say I'm disappointed in like eyeshadows or blushes or bronzers or anything like that. So powder products basically. Like I said, I will leave a link to my Instagram down in the description box below. You guys can click on that. And the very last picture I posted will be of the swatches of these shadows and the names of them in case you guys want to get them or there was any of them that you really liked. I will also leave a link to each and every shadow down below in the description box. So a link to Morphe and then to each individual eyeshadow. Just that way if you guys know the specific one you want, you can just click on that one and it'll take you directly to that page if you would like to purchase it. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. And until our next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.